Tech titans are courting President-elect Donald Trump for his second term. SoftBank CEO is set to announce a $100 billion investment in the U.S. over the next 4 years during a visit to Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago today. That was first reported by CNBC. For U.S.-based tech leaders, Trump has already met with Mark Zuckerberg, Tim Cook, and Sundar Pichai. Jeff Bezos is slated to meet with Trump later on this week, reportedly. We've also seen tech companies donate to Trump's inaugural fund. You have Meta, Amazon, and OpenAI Sam Altman all making $1 million donations. Here with more, we want to bring in Lauren Feiner, a senior policy reporter at The Verge. Lauren, it's great to have you. We were doing a deep dive into your extensive reporting on this, and I'm curious just what you make of the interest that we have seen from tech CEOs this time around, obviously playing it a little bit differently than what we saw during Trump's first administration, and what investors need to be prepared for just in terms of whether or not we actually will see a significant change this time around.
Yeah, absolutely. I think tech CEOs are taking a very different approach this time around when it comes to the Trump administration. We're seeing a lot less resistance, a lot more, openness to working with Trump. And I think an understanding of how Trump and his team tend to work, having experienced it last time. So, I think we're seeing a recognition from the tech industry that there's a lot on the line in terms of policies and lawsuits and all the rest, and they want to be on the right side of the administration going into things.
And one area of focus is AI. We know from SoftBank's investment news this morning that that $100 billion will potentially go towards creating 100,000 additional jobs related to AI. Elon Musk very focused on AI efforts heading into Trump 2.0. What stands out to you as the biggest potential shift on AI policy heading into the next 4 years?
Yeah, I think, it's largely expected that Trump would roll back the AI executive order under Biden. It's expected we'll see kind of a different approach to just what the priorities are in terms of AI and, what sort of safeguards need to be in place. And, I think that still remains to be seen what that'll actually look like, especially with the involvement of Elon Musk, who has his own interest in AI. So we'll see if he has influence over how the Trump administration decides to approach these policies. But, I think it's definitely going to be a market difference from what we've seen so far.
What has the reaction inside the tech community been to Musk specifically? I mean, we've done so much reporting on it. I know you've been looking closely into it. How positive are they that we are going to see significant change and it's going to come, I guess, relatively quickly? That's a big question.
Yeah, I think Musk's involvement feels like a big wild card. I think we all can see that there's these two big personalities, and, we'll see how long that's able to be sustainable. But so far, it seems like Musk has really been able to have a lot of influence in this incoming administration. And I think there's a recognition this time around that things are going to be different, and there's an acceptance of just the way that the Trump administration might be trying to work.
One of the big potential differences is on regulation. What can you tell us about what antitrust is going to look like under Trump 2.0?
Yeah, so far, I think the nominees that we've seen from Trump in antitrust seem to be likely to follow some of the same populist tendencies that we've seen under the Biden administration. It's interesting, I think, in antitrust, it's not always just directly on party lines how things fall down. There's kind of, a more populist tendency versus a more traditional establishment tendencies. That said, I think, the sorts of things that this administration will be thinking about antitrust and its potential uses might be different. The FTC chair that Trump selected, Andrew Ferguson, has talked about, making sure that big tech isn't censoring. So I think we're going to see more of a focus on using antitrust towards some of these other ends potentially.
All right, Lauren, we got to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.